times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep them round in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep them round in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
Hello there, welcome to today's stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome. How are you guys doing? Let me just change that on the nav bar right there. Fetch our new sim brief plan, and there is our nav bar updated right there. Is anybody in town? Nobody's in town. Thank you for a recent follow by Jacobo Captain on Twitch there. Thank you very much. Another follow by I don't know, I can't read that name, but Sun something. Thank you for that on Kick as well. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing on my YouTube channel as well over the past few days. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I've got some really good videos coming up, not just tutorials. They're going to be much more than just tutorials. I've got some really nice approaches and landing videos planned for in terms of videos on YouTube. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome. So today I'm just gonna be having a relaxing day on live stream. Well, kind of relaxing because the weather kind of took a turn. If we take a look at this, in Zurich at the moment, it is raining. Okay, it is raining. And nonetheless, we're gonna try and enjoy this here today. I don't know why for the past few days, the scenery here in Microsoft Flight Sim hasn't been smooth for me. I don't know what it is. Something isn't right. Like, it hasn't been. I know it appears very smooth to you guys, but it's not too good for me. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Anyway, that being said, let's come down here. This is where we are today in Zurich. This is the default handcrafted airport for Microsoft Flight Sim. So although it's default, it is handcrafted, so that's something. It's quite beautiful, especially at night. It's quite beautiful. And I think that says Flughafen Zurich. I am not proficient in German by any means. Forgive my pronunciation there if you need to. But yeah, it's a beautiful airport, and despite it being handcrafted, it's absolutely beautiful. It does have some performance issues that I have covered before on my channel a couple of times. This particular airport has certain spots where I don't know what it is. Something just goes wrong. Okay, and yeah, I can see that on the stream. You guys can see it pretty smoothly, but for me, it's not too smooth. I don't know what's going on today. Anyway, we should have probably flown a Swiss airline. I love Swiss, by the way, but today I'm going to take Lufthansa here. Okay, taking Lufthansa. This is the Fenix A321 with the SATCOM and everything. I'm going to take it out of Zurich here. We're going to fly to Munich, and then from Munich, I forget exactly where we're heading on over to. Yeah, we're going to Stuttgart from Munich, and then from there we're going to go to, I think, Lippstadt. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll see the routes as and when we reach. But today is just going to be a long, slow, relaxing stream. Hopefully, with some interesting weather along the way and stuff. We do have live weather set up everywhere. I'm telling you, Microsoft Flight Sim this 2024 has something wrong with it. I don't know what it is, but something ain't right. Okay. Let me come in here a little bit there. Let's go down to a beautiful aircraft. Oh, there we are. Hello, hello, hello. Should we do a quick walk around? You know what? Why not? Today we're doing relaxing stuff before I begin. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weather here. Everything is live, as you guys can see. Just so you're clear on that. Let me go ahead and let's do a walk around. Okay, here we are. Yeah, there's clearly something wrong with the simulator these days. I don't know what it is. But anyway. Beautiful aircraft with lovely details. After buying the Fenix, I haven't actually had a... Okay, there is something clearly wrong and I don't know what it is. It's beginning to irritate me. I don't know what it is. This isn't normal for me. Something is not right. Okay, so we've got... As I was saying, I'm going to try my best to ignore this dip in performance, but since I've bought the Fenix, I have not had a close look around this aircraft, which is kind of a shame here. But look at how beautifully modeled the landing gear is. It's absolutely insane, the level of detail on this aircraft, and it's by far the best aircraft for Microsoft Flight Sim in terms of airlines, in my opinion, that is. It's absolutely beautiful. It's even better than the PMDG 777. It's better than, in my opinion, it's better than any other aircraft you can buy for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Even for 2020, I assume. I don't know why that aircraft is that loud. It's not supposed to be that loud, but it is. Absolutely wonderfully modeled stuff. Really, really cool with all the details and everything in here. It's a beautiful, beautiful aircraft. I really, really like it. It flies like a dream. It's the only aircraft that works almost perfectly with GSX, in my experience at least. Looks absolutely wonderful. Look at that. What a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of machine. Beautiful. And I really love the IAE engines. I do. I really like these engines. really fun to fly with. I'm not exactly a fan of the ultra modern stuff, and yeah, I like slightly older aircrafts here. Anyway, we're gonna discuss a little bit more of that as we get to fly here. That's enough of that. Let's jump back into the cockpit here. Now that we've taken a quick look around. Beautiful, 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 beautiful cockpit. Let's go down to our what do you call this thing? The tablet, the EFB, whatever you want to call that. Yeah, it's a tablet, right? So let's turn that on. Let's import our route from SimBrief for the day. That is LSZH EDDM. I'm gonna ignore the time, obviously. We can regenerate this if we like. It's not that big of a deal. Should we regenerate it? No, I'm not gonna bother. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and for ground services, we got GPU connected, that done, that open, and jetway connected. That's perfectly fine. Mass and balance, we're going to do that with GSX in just a second. Panel states, no need to worry about that. Everything else is pretty much looking good here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's come here to our departure performance here. Let's try sync our preliminary load sheet here, 74.5, 26. Sync all of that. Let's calculate. Look at that. Obviously, we're going to recalculate it just before we put it into the MCDU. But yeah, we got all of that information. That is fantastic. Let's go overhead and get this party started. Is the battery on or off? I always forget. Yeah. Okay. They're both on now. Gonna press that on there. Crew oxygen supply can come to on. Ground control on that on. Nav light can come to position number 2. Strobe to automatic there. Our cabin signs can go on there. Emergency lights can come armed. Let's go ahead and get our IRS to align to nav right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We don't need to worry about any of this really. We're not starting up the APU just yet. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the cockpit of this beautiful Fenix A321. Now I do have 2 mods that I've downloaded for the cockpit from flightsim.to. I do have one that makes the cockpit completely clean, so you got like weathering like this and stuff should go away and it should become completely clean. I have that mod, which on second thought I prefer this, if I'm being honest. Smoke detector fault. I don't give a damn about the smoke detector fault. Let me go ahead and see if there's any failures running here. I'll reload everything. IRS failure? What do you mean IRS failure? The hell are you talking about? Oh, it's still loading up. Never mind that. Never mind that. We're just going to... Yeah, we don't need to worry about any of that. That's it's gonna sort itself out. Okay. So what do we need to do here? We need to be ready to load. That's all we need to do. Perfect. So yeah, I do have that cockpit texturing thing going on, which I'm not entirely sure if I should use. I kind of like the weathering and stuff. Then I do have a black cockpit for the A320, and I know it's not realistic and stuff, but it's absolutely gorgeous and I can't help it. I think I might have to get it. Okay. So I have no idea how to bring your flight plan into this using SimBrief. I have failed miserably at that. Give me a second here. That view isn't right. It should be more off to the side there. That's better. Alright, so I'm gonna save that as a... There we go. There we go. Alright. Let's begin. We are currently at LSZH and we're gonna fly over to EDDM. So I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, flight number as usual. I'm gonna go with FDNX, although my SimBrief plan will say something else. You can ignore that, that's alright. Cost index for today is going to be... what is it gonna be? What is the cost index going to be? Let me have a look. Is somebody in the chat? No. No one's in the chat. Alright, let me come back here. Cost index of 30, which isn't too bad. Cruising altitude today, it says we should go for 20,000 feet, and that's okay with me. We'll do that. IRS initialization, let's align that on ref, confirm that. Let's go there, clear that. For our weights here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to a performance calculator, and right here we've got a preliminary stuff. So 74.526. Okay, 74.526. Let me just do that. 74.526. Oh god, why do I always do this? There we go. That's much better, right? And for our fuel today, we've got, how much fuel are we talking about? Let's have a look at how much fuel we're talking about. Sorry, wrong thing. Come here. How much fuel are we talking about? Planned at 5,155 kgs. That is 5.2. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put that in. 5.2. The only thing I hate about this airport in the default handcrafted Zurich airport is the fact that the performance is bad. It's not optimized. Anyway, so we got that done. Let's go to our flight plan here. Let's go to Zurich. How are we departing out of Zurich? Before we go any further, I need to begin boarding. So let me load aircraft, both GSX boarding and fueling. Let's go outside. Before we continue with our setting up our flight plan, let's take a quick look at the boarding process here, getting started. That's great. We have an empty gate to our right hand side. Yeah, the performance of this airport is pretty terrible. And we've got LL, which is being pushed back there. We've got Delta, Swiss, a lot of pushbacks happening at the moment. Cargo doors are opening up. That is looking good. That is looking fantastic. I believe passenger loading should begin. To take a look at that, we're going to have to go on to our drone mode here and see if the passengers begin boarding up or not. Not entirely sure yet whether the passengers have begun boarding. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Sorry. Okay, that's a beautiful look right there. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to take a look at our beautiful aircraft. Unfortunately, this terminal here is not modeled, but let's see. Passengers should be boarding. Let me have a look at GSX. Boarding passengers now. Okay, we're going to wait a little bit just so we can catch a glimpse of that, or should we just go back to the FMC? That's a good question there. I think let's just go back to the FMC for now. Passengers, you're not going to board today. Okay, I don't see anything happening. So I'm just gonna go back into the FMC for the time being. We'll take a look at it in just a bit. Okay, departure out of runway 28. Using DG1X. Any transitions? Not that I'm aware of. I'm going to insert that. From Mr. DJ's, we're going to head down an airway. That is airway Z6. And we're going to go to Numri. Okay. Let's go down to Numri there. We are going to climb up towards flight. No, we're going to go down towards flight level 190 for some reason. I don't know. It's Nunri. Sorry, not Numri. Nunri. There we go. And then we're going to head down T103. Come on, Mr. T103. We're going to head on towards Beddoes. Or Betos, however you want to say that. And then you're going to insert that. We're going to come down to Munich here. Our arrival into Munich is going to be using runway 26, and we are 26L, and we're going to be using the ILS there. Beto 1B is what we're going to be using, and I'm going to insert that into a flight plan there. Let's go to a flight plan. Do I see anything wrong with it? Discontinuity as expected. We're gonna clear that out. Insert that. Let's have a look at it one more time there. One more time before I go. All right, there we go. We've got that done. Let's go to a performance page. Before we do anything, let me see if that... There we go. We got passengers boarding, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a quick look at that. Alrighty. Okay, that is a weird walk, ma'am. Very, very strange. Okay. So we've got our aircraft there. The passengers are boarding up. It's looking really good. Looking really good. Yeah. There we are. There we are. That is a lovely, lovely looking scene right there as we look at our passengers board and the cargo get loaded. Brilliant. Let's go back into the cockpit here. Transition altitude given at 7,000. I'm going to take it. Flex temperature, blah, 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 blah. Let me go back to our EFB right here. We have a look at this. We're going to do all of this one more time. We're going to calculate all that one more time. And then we're going to flaps 2. No. I want flaps 1. That's what I like to do. Okay, so we're going to go that. Going to go packs off. Wait, today's takeoff is packs off? Why are packs off? I'm going to leave packs on for today's takeoff. Do that again. Recalculate that, please. Thank you very much. Okay, that's better. Up 0.6 and whatever. I'm going to send that to the McDo there. It's going to come out here. Oh, we've already got all that information right there. That's brilliant. Up 0.6. We need to remember that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are pretty much ready to go here with our performance. Yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. So we can come back to our tablet here. We are just waiting on the boarding process to finish up. Obviously, we haven't yet loaded up the cargo because I believe fueling is still going on. What's going on with the fueling? Oh, the cargo loaders have just come in. So the fueling truck has just left right now. And the cargo loaders have just come in to get ourselves loaded up here. So what we were looking at was the fuel truck. So it's gonna take a while, I presume, for cargo loading to be successfully finished here. I don't see any other vehicles approaching us, which is concerning. Alright, I'm just gonna give it a bit of time, see if that works out for us. Yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense at the moment. Waiting on a cargo anyway. Let me get back here into the cockpit. We're not rushing today, remember? Gonna go to the nav there. Going to reduce the range on that for takeoff. Gonna leave the range on this the way it is. Turn on the FTs, which it is. Let's set local pressure. What is the local pressure today? 1018. Is that right? Is that correct? Let me have a look. Zurich 1019 is what it's showing me. 1018 is what is in the simulator. I'll go with what's in the simulator. Let's go. What is our cruising altitude again? It is 20,000 feet. So let's put that in. Okay, we've got manage mode available. We are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much, very much good to go here. Predictive wind shear and all that stuff can remain off for the time being. Let's go ahead and get some lights in this. Let's get some lights in this, shall we? Get some lights. Okay, I'm gonna go here, there as well. That's brilliant. Yep, that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at the cabin. Look at that beautiful raindrops and stuff like that. Let's look at this side, and cargo loading has begun. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, our cargo loading has begun. Look at that. We can take a look at it from here. Look at that. Okay, let's actually head outside. Cargo loading has begun. Praise be to the Lord. There we go. Okay, so I think we're done with all our... Oh, we got passengers here. Still passengers loading, so we're gonna let them do that. Yeah, the performance in this airport is less than stellar. There is, well, this is not a bad detail for a handcrafted airport, right? And there's actual ads and stuff. There is a scenery available for Zurich that is pretty decent. I believe there are a couple of them. I need to get my hands on that because this airport is one of my favorites, but I can't fly out of it often because of this terrible performance in this handcrafted airport. But see that? See those starters? I only get them here. But today there's something extra weird with the simulator as here. Anyway, I find myself skipping a lot of words. I don't know what's going on. Let's just wait up here. Wait for all that boarding and all that good stuff to finish. Oh, I nearly forgot. We gotta go ahead and get that APU running for our passengers before they start complaining there. Get the APU bleed on there. Let's get that running. No, it's stuffy in here. Shut up. Alright, so we gotta get that stuff running, you know? Obviously, as you guys can see, I am tracking my head movements just a little bit, not too much, so it's not violent head tracking. It's just enough so that you guys can have a more immersive viewing experience here. Can we move these? Yes, we can. Look at that. Fenix for the win. Let's have a look at this instrument here if I can. Okay, right here. We can actually move these. That is so cool. What is our speed today? 141, 149. Okay, so I'm gonna put 141 here. No, I'm actually gonna put 149, 150. What is it supposed to be? V2 is 149, 160, 180. So I'm gonna put it at 180 here. And then I'm going to put another one at 149, 150. So it's supposed to be a bit up there. I'm going to put one at 150. How does this thing work? I'll put it at 150. Then I'm going to put one at 141 here. Yeah, because why not? There we go. I'll leave it right there. Okay, brilliant. Got those set up for no reason whatsoever. Beautiful airport. So we just gotta wait now. Yeah, cargo loading has finished up. Passenger loading has finished up. Dismiss all of that. Okay, it seems we are ready to get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. So let me come here. Let me go to ground services there. Remove that GPU. We don't need it anymore. Remove that chalk and cone. Let's remove that. All our doors are closing up, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and request pushback now. We don't need to worry about this no more. Oh, did I just open the FSLTL traffic? Let's request pushback and departure. There we go. Marshal's coming into sight. Jetway disconnecting right there, ladies and gentlemen. Looking good. Alrighty. Look at that. Clean aircraft, and we are about to get pushed back. There is a drizzling, rather showering or rains or whatever going on everywhere, and we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with it. Okay. Looking good. Let me have a look at the cinematic just for a second to make sure that it works. It does, right? It works well. Brilliant. Come on, get us on out of here. We ain't got all day. Yeah, let that happen. Let that happen. I feel like my stream needs a bit of background music. Just a teeny little bit, you know what I mean? Just to keep it kicking, you know? We're supposed to go nose to the left today. Let's go ahead. Release that parking brake. Did that work? Yes, it did. There we go. We are pushing back, ladies and gentlemen. We are pushing back. Let's go back to the flight here and get ourselves ready to start up our engine. So beacon lights here on, please. All of this on, please. There we go. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Wing lights, I'm going to leave them on for today there. We are looking good. Packs are on for today's takeoff, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and kickstart engine number 2 here. Let's take a look at it. Let's drop our flaps 2 to position number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you, as we are about to demonstrate the safety features aboard our Airbus A321. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A321. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following safety procedures. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit
Lovely sounds there.
oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position, which you must adopt.
Get back in here. Engine will be available any second now. There we go. Let's kick open engine number 1.
Out the exits nearest to you. Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you. Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit.
Parking brake set there.
Leave all baggage on board.
Or so I think.
Is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened whenever the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you.
Hello there, EM. Welcome, welcome.
Start the oxygen.
Engine will be available shortly for us here.
Take a life jacket from under your seat. Remove
Is that real weather? Yes, Mr. EM, it is real weather. Yes, I just made the pushback, so you're not late at all.
and click together. Pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate the light.
Okay. There we go. Pushback has gone away there. Engine available. We can put our ignition down to normal. We can turn off our APU bleed. We don't need the APU either. We can put our light there to taxi. We can leave the runway turn off lights today on as well. It is very, very... The weather is quite interesting today, so I'm going to leave that there as well. Okay, goodbye. Everybody's gone. That is fantastic. There's an aircraft spawning in there for no reason, isn't that? Yeah, I think so. Anyway. This is real weather currently over Zurich. 100% real weather here. Check this out. Look at that. 100% real weather. Okay, let's some pre-taxi checklist stuff here. At least it's not exactly, more like pre-takeoff, but anyway, I like to do them now. Ground spoilers armed, flaps set there. Predictive wind shear to system 1 there, that to automatic, that is automatic, that is automatic. Weather plus that is on there. Fantastic. Let's put our TCAS here to on there. We'll do TARA before takeoff, but altitude reporting is on there. That is fantastic. Auto brakes to max. Brilliant. Let's release our parking brake here. Let's have a look at our takeoff configuration. Just the cabin is waiting for the cabin. That's fine. All right, everything else is looking good here. Let's go to our company messages. I'm gonna get rid of that so we can acknowledge the company message there. Accept return, that one there, accept return, bye-bye. There we go, got all of that done. Ready to roll, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to roll. So let's go ahead and oh good lord. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna use my throttle quadrants. I'm not gonna be lazy today. I'm just gonna use my throttle quadrants. Give me a second to set that up. All right, throttle quadrant set up, and let's give it a bit of positive thrust here and get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at us. Look at us. Would you guys like some cinematic views while we taxi out? We can do that. Let's look at some cinematic look at it while we taxi out in style. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, one of my favorite aircrafts right there. The Dash 8 Q400. I love the Q400. I'm actually planning to purchase the Q400 for X-Plane, because obviously we don't have a good one here in Microsoft Flight Sim. So I'm going to make that purchase, and you're gonna soon see Q400-8 on this channel, and you guys are gonna love it. We can't say that rain here is better than in X-Plane. No. The rain in X-Plane is better. I agree with you, EM. In fact, yesterday, I don't know if you saw the live stream from yesterday. Yesterday, it was less than 12 hours ago. Was it 12 hours ago? I don't know. My point is, my last live stream, I flew in the rain, into thunderstorms in X-Plane 12, and the rain was absolutely beautiful. It is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, it looks great here, but X-Plane is just something else, man. Something else. All right, let's go ahead and make this turn to our right, and we're going to head on towards runway 28 here in Zurich, which has always had terrible performance for me. But that's what makes it interesting. I mean, the rain in MSFS can be so much better if they work at it, you know? It really can. It doesn't seem like too hard of a fix, but I feel like they make it complicated. Just go ahead and give it a bit of wipers there. There we go. Alrighty. That is some very good cinematic stuff going on. That is very good cinematic stuff going on, isn't it? Hope you're having a good time, Mr. EM. Thank you very much for chiming in as usual. I did fly to oh, I have one planned. I have one planned. Oh, I mixed up the controls. My bad, guys. Yeah, I mixed up the controls from X-Plane. I have the button for view set as a kind of mild braking in X-Plane. So that is what I was trying to do there. My bad. We gotta turn around here. But that's okay. There's a reason why I call myself the noob. We are by no means professionals. So this is perfectly acceptable. Okay, whoopsie. Let's turn around here. There we go. We're looking gorgeous though. There's no denying that this is still very, very gorgeous. And let's turn around to our runway just like that. Not a difficult fix there at all. There we go. Okay, we are about to hold short. We're about to hold short here. And without, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to waste too much time here. Let's go ahead. Get rid of the wipers there. We don't really need them. And let's put that to TARA. We got all of that going. Let us put strobe lights on, landing lights on there. Okay, nose light to take off as well. There we go. I think we're pretty much ready now. Yes, we are. What is Microsoft Flight Sim doing now? Look at this. Oh, come on. Why do you always do that, Mr. Mike? I have a lot of issues with this sim, man. I really do. There we go. I still like 2020 better than 2024. I know a lot of people have changed their opinions on that and whatever. I think you've just gotten used to how crap 2024 is. Fly 2020 once in a while. It's much better. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. If I can stop taxiing like a madman for a second. Alright, we are looking good here as we come into line up. We're pretty much ready to get ourselves out of this runway here. We don't have a lot of spare room today, so let me not eat up too much of the runway. Okay. Let's go ahead and set our takeoff thrust. There we go. Go for takeoff, ladies and gentlemen. $100 knots. Gear up. Beautiful. Okay, there's the rain right there. Looking good. Looking very, very good. Still hand flying this thing. Can put that to lever climb. Right there for the thrust. Good. Auto throttle working. Let's head on outside for a second because this looks pretty stable here. Ooh, just gonna take a look at the airport really quickly there, which has disappeared completely behind us. Look at that. Still hand flying it. So I'm going to go ahead, do that. I'm going to put our flaps up here to 0. Beautiful. Absolutely wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Good. I don't know why I'm still hand flying it, but why not? No harm, no foul, right? I'll continue hand flying it. Why not? It's fun. It is fun. Okay, ground spoilers down here. Whoop. There we go. Once again, good reason why I'm not a commercial pilot, because I do not care about a comfortable flight. There we go. Brilliant. Brilliant. There's really no point of us hand flying this except for the fun of it, really. But look at that. We're still hand flying this beautiful bird. Look at how beautiful we look, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. We're about to make that turn there. Still hand flying. We're gonna continue hand flying here. I'm having too much fun right now to stop hand flying this thing. Look at how gorgeous we look. My word. I'm just letting the flight director do its thing. Usually I don't follow the flight director. I like to fly it by myself with my own judgment there. But today I'm just gonna let the flight director take me where I need to go. Okay, QNH coming up. Let's put that in standard there. Let's do the same on the other side too. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Making that turn nice and easy. Lovely. Look at that. We can see nothing. Let's go ahead and put that back on for you guys. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, I better get back in the cockpit, man. Better get back in the cockpit. So, there we go. Just gonna make that turn a little bit steeper. Whoa, beautiful. Beautiful. We're pretty slow here. I don't know why it wants me to pull up so much. Okay, there we go. Still hand flying this. Increase the range on that. Much better. There we go. 10,000 feet. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it off to the autopilot here. Okay. We're gonna go and switch that off. Brilliant. I'm gonna go ahead and switch that off. I'm gonna go ahead and switch that off. And everything else is looking pretty much what it should look like. Seatbelts, no smoking, that can come off as well. Brilliant. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful departure there out of Zurich. On our way towards Munich. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, it can climb. It can most definitely climb, but I don't want my speed to go too low. Anyway, the autopilot has it now, so it's all good. It is all good. In 24 minutes, we should be well into our way coming into Munich there. So it's not a long flight by any means. As a matter of fact, if I do that, you can see the end of the route right there. It's not too far away at all. Top of descent is less than 120 nautical miles away from us. So it's a short flight. I think the flight time is about an hour. That's what I usually do here on the channel anyway. Right? Flight time is just 37 minutes today. It's just 37 minutes today. So it's a very short flight. So once we reach Munich, I did have plans to continue on to Stuttgart and stuff. Maybe I'll do that depending on how I feel. I rarely do two flights in the same stream nowadays. So let's see how that goes, alright? Increase the range on that a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. We are looking absolutely stable here. Munich is near mountains, so the weather also can be bad. I'm counting on it. I'm counting on the weather being a little bad. I mean, they're so close to each other, just 191 nautical miles away. I don't think the weather in Munich is any better. So if the weather continues to be this exciting, then I might as well continue flying. You know what I mean? I love flying in terrible weather. It's my thing. It is my thing, ladies and gentlemen. It is my thing. Okay, we have pretty much followed that departure to a T, apart from a slight deviation. When we went a little wide on that turn there, that's not a problem at all. We are heading on towards... Where's Munich? Where is Munich? I'm looking at the map right now. Oh, there's Munich. Yeah, Munich is not far away at all. What is the weather in Munich? Let me have a look. Map. Weather. Yeah, the weather is pretty bad. The weather is pretty bad. Okay, the weather is pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think it is bad going into Munich as well. Where is Munich? I'm looking for Munich right now. I can't find it on the map right here, which is kind of weird. Come on. During long hauls, yeah, long hauls are really nice if you have got clouds to look at, just like the way you're describing right now, Mr. EM. Yeah, it does have a very nice feel to it, right? Looking at clouds like this, I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. Let me go ahead and put that on sleep mode. Leave that there. Well, don't worry, we're gonna get a few cinematic views in here immediately. I'm just looking for Munich. Where the heck is Munich? Ah, there it is, Munich. Yep, there is bad weather over Munich as well at this point. There is definitely bad weather over Munich. So that's yeah. So we're gonna have a fun flight. We're gonna have a fun flight. All right. So let's head on to some cinematic views there. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. Obviously the clouds in X-Plane, in my opinion, look better. They look more realistic. They do have glitches, which 12.3 kind of addresses, so I'm looking forward to X-Plane 12.3. But they look more realistic. Microsoft Flight Sim, they really do look like popcorn. And they have no other variety. They don't have the long, flat clouds. It doesn't look the same, you know? It doesn't look the same. Everything is so popcorny. Looks like cotton. So that is one complaint I do have, but it looks absolutely fantastic nonetheless. Looks surreal. Looks beautiful. Look at us. That is so gorgeous. Should I open up Elevatics just so we guys can have an idea of what's going on in the flight there as we enjoy the cinematic views? There you go. Lovely. That is good stuff, man. That is some good stuff. Ain't no denying that is some good stuff. Alright, okay. Let's go check out some external views now. Shall we do that? Let's go ahead and check out some external views. Okay, I hope the mic is registering my voice correctly. Not entirely sure if it is, but anyway, let's go ahead, go outside, check out some views. Lufthansa. A320. I don't know why it says A321-100. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm not sure. It's supposed to be a 200, so I don't know why it says 100. I have no idea. But we're cruising along happily now to just about 105 nautical miles to go. Is that what it says? Ah, che bellissimo. Look at that. Beautiful. Bellissimo indeed. Very gentle swooping curve there. Okay. I'm just trying to see if my voice is coming through all right on the stream at the moment. I have done a few tweaks And I'm not entirely sure if that comes out correctly on the stream. I hope it does. I really hope it does. I'm just gonna scream for a second. If I speak very loudly and if I speak very softly, does that? Yeah, okay. I think it's all right. I think my settings are doing their job pretty much. I think everything is doing pretty well as far as I'm concerned. Might need to fine tune a little few things here and there, but yeah, let me see. Can I Okay, I think this is where I'll leave it. Maybe this is where I'll leave it. It's like a little too loud, you know what I mean? Alright, enough of that. Let me go ahead and show you guys some other views here, which is much better. Much better right there. To live inside this world. What do you mean by that, Mr. EM? Do you mean to just pretty much fly all day and just do that all day? I'd love to do that, wouldn't you? We are literally not so far away from top of descent. I'm telling you, our top of descent is coming up right around the corner. We're literally going to be over Munich in about 10 minutes. And our descent should begin in about 10 minutes too. So less than 10 minutes probably, but in about 10 minutes we should begin our descent. It's not far away at all. Beautiful. "75 nautical miles away to our top of descent, which is nothing. Which is nothing. Just planes and weather changes around and the landscape, of course. Aye. That'd be a good world indeed. You just spend your days flying and that's about it. You know, let me tell you something, EM. I don't know. You've seen Anas on the channel before. Him and I, we used to do this a lot. We used to do that a lot back when Microsoft Flight Sim first came out for Xbox. Where's that view? There we go. Back when Microsoft Flight Sim came out just for Xbox, we had a friend. We used to, well, basically me and two of my other friends, we used to fly. We used to fly all day, day after day, non-stop. So what we would do was, because classes were online, right? Nobody gave, you know, nobody cared about the online classes. Nobody cared about the online classes, and what we would do was we would hook up the Xbox to the TV downstairs where we're in the accommodation, the student accommodation where we used to stay at. And we would just play. So we would play right from evening all night long till 12 next day. So till noon the next day we're just flying. We're just flying one after the other, taking turns, being pilot, co-pilot. It was fun. That's all we did. We would get some food, get a couple of drinks, and that's all we did. Get yourself a nice iced coffee there. Sit there. And that's it. Have yourself a swell time just flying. That is what, if I had my choice, that's what I would do for the rest of my life. All worries of our life go by, spend thousands of hours. Yeah, that's right. I can't tell you the amount of time I've spent in flight simulators. I have spent a ridiculous amount of time in here. 2020, 2024 are fairly new things. You know, long before this was a thing. Long before the age of graphics and eye candy. I don't know if anybody here knows Flight Gear. Flight Gear is open source flight simulator that I used to fly. I never had any access to any of the paid stuff, so I used to fly Flight Gear, and that was my jam. It had one aircraft that I could fly decently, which was free. It was the Boeing 777-300ER by Seattle project. I think they also had the 200, but I flew the 300ER by Seattle project, and I did that, I can't tell you how long. Alright, our top of descent is coming up right now. So let's head back into this flight. Enough of story time. Got plenty of time for that. Let's bring this down towards about 2,000 feet. So we begin our descent when the time comes. Or actually, we need to ask it to do that. Enter destination data. We'll do that. Auto brake today, I'm going to go with... I always like to use low rather than medium. And I'm going to go with descent here, alright? I've commanded the descent already, so let's see how it does with the descent here. Okay, brilliant. Why is it okay? There we go. Let's go ahead and set up our destination data and stuff like that. Auto brake is done. Okay, let's go to performance. Let's go to next phase. Let's go and set all of this stuff in. Now to set it in, let's take a look at what's going on in Munich. It's 10:15 at the moment for QNH. Gonna put that in. Temperature at the moment is just 9 degrees Celsius, so cold day here in Munich. At least it's cold for me. 240, 23 knots. That is the wind. Okay, brilliant. We've got a transition altitude 55, flight level 055, that is 5,500 feet, that is fine. VFR conditions at Munich airport. So we had MVFR at Zurich, but we have VFR at Munich. That means we're not going to be landing into anything too terrible. That's interesting, isn't it? Landing speed 138, 145, that's fine. Full configuration, that is fine too. Now we need to come to our radio here, make sure that we have the right one tuned for Zurich. So I'm going to go ahead and check that out right now. I'm just going to make sure that the frequency is right here for Zurich. If you're wondering how I do that, I'm going to open up a little nav map so you guys can see. So here's our flight plan. Here we are chugging along. There is our glide slope into Zurich. I just need to hover over the... when I hover the mouse over the glide slope, it will show me the frequency. I don't think you guys can see the little tooltip that comes up when I hover, but oh, you can also read it off right here. It's here. 108.30 259. 108.30 259. That is the correct one. IMSW. We're good. There we go. We've confirmed that we have tuned in the correct stuff there. Little nav map, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely free and absolutely essential if you are a casual flight simmer. It is a must-have. It is an absolutely beautiful piece of software. I'm actually going to go ahead and record a full tutorial on Little Navmap A to Z so that you guys can get to using it. Because one of the things I remember when I first started using Little Navmap is that it looked like someone had thrown 100 pages of information on top of each other, and I couldn't make head or tails of what was going on. There was so much stuff going on in that thing. Little Navmap has so much information that it can be so overwhelming for somebody who's a beginner. Yet it's one of the most useful and friendly tools. It's completely free, absolutely customizable down to a T, and it's beautiful once you get a hang of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a tutorial to help everybody that is a beginner or doesn't know anything about Little Navmap and would like to try it. Love to make a tutorial for that. I'll also talk about how to get it to look this good. See, you can literally customize it to look this good, and very attractive overlay here as well. You can integrate it with SimBrief so easily as well. It's beautiful. It also connects automatically to your flight sim, and you get all the scenery and all the databases, and it's just perfect. You don't have to pay for Navigraph if you don't want to. Yes, Navigraph is much better and much more accurate and blah blah blah, but if you know how to combine little navmap with SimBrief, you really don't need to get anything else paid. It's that good. And I'm going to put out a tutorial on how I use little navmap, just so you guys can also benefit. And it's beautiful. I love this software. I used to hate it because it was so complicated. Okay, you can literally make it look like whatever you want it to look like. It's beautiful. Okay, so yeah, that's a little nav map for you guys. Anyway, let's have a look at what's going on with the flight here. 12,500, we're coming in. Visibility, well, we're still fairly high, so that's a little early to judge there. I'm just going to leave this armed, even though we don't really need to do that right now. Just going to leave it armed. Looking good. Let's go to a flight plan here. What is our final descent altitude? I didn't check that, did I? It is supposed to be 1520. Now that doesn't seem right. No, that's not right. It's 4040. Okay, so 4040 is our final altitude. That's 4,000 feet, not 2,000. So I'm gonna go ahead and correct that right there, so we don't have any issues. Looking good. Looking good. We're about to cross 10,000 feet here, so we gotta work our lights and stuff like that. There is our landing right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. We're almost here. Would you look at that? We are almost here. Would you guys like to see me using the actual head tracking and stuff? Or just this little itty bitty cinematic is enough? Okay, because I do have a tendency to keep my head extremely still, and that can be quite annoying. Head tracking. All right, 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Let's get our signs on here so passengers don't start floating around. Okay, that's brilliant. Let's continue our descent here. Why are we below? Okay, it's okay. The plane will do its thing. Let's go ahead and take a quick cinematic look before we come into, sorry about that, before we come into land here. Just a quick one. Okay, we've got to activate our approach here. We really do. Okay, I'm gonna do that. There we go. To reduce the range on that. Reduce the range on that. There we go. We need to deploy our speed brakes. Why is the speed not going down? Yeah, we need to do that. So the speed goes down there. There we go. We're coming into a bit of rain there. I'm gonna run those. Why is it not working? Hello? Our wipers are not working at the moment. I don't know why that is. Are we too fast for it? I think we're too fast for it. Okay, let me go ahead, deploy the flaps here. There we go. Now we are slow enough for that. We don't need to slow down any further just yet. We still have a bit of distance to go. So I'm not going to slow down just yet. Okay, although we really should be descending. Yeah, we need to descend. We need to be at 4,000 feet, and I need to make sure that over here we've got both localizer and approach on as well, because it's going to be a tight one. Yeah, it's a tight one. Alright, I'm gonna switch this to LS in advance. I'm going to go use this as a reference at the moment. Speed brake is still out. Still coming in a little quick here. Gonna go ahead, put that flap there, put the speed brake down, slow it down, come on, come on. It's a fast approaching. See how this goes, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Got all of that running right there. Let's put our flaps down again. We need to drop our gear now. We will do that shortly. Look at that. Wait, what happened to the second wiper? Come on. There we go. Let's drop that gear. Let's also go ahead and turn on approach mode right there. There we go. Coming into land, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be an interesting landing here. Let's see how it goes. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Jump in here. A little bit high on the workload there. Speed brakes up there. Let's put that on armed. Let's switch to auto brake medium. Switch to ILS there. Localizer glide slope, still waiting for it. We're too high. We are too high to capture that, aren't we? Oh no. Come on, drop our altitude quickly. Come on. Okay, it's dropping, it's dropping. Let's see if it catches it. Why is there a flight altitude restriction right there? I think that's a mistake. Come on, let's go straight down to 1,000 feet.
Traffic.
Screw the traffic, I don't care. Okay, change that up to local pressure. There is the runway ahead of us. At least we have visual now. Okay, so we're out of it. We're out of the weather. I was hoping for some rough weather there, but unfortunately we didn't get that. Okay, glide slope coming in. We'll be alright now. Localizer has been caught. Oh my goodness, look at that. Well, hello there, mate. Thank you for getting out of the way. So where is the glide slope? For the love of God, get me glide slope. Okay, so we have come in too high for the glide slope. I'm going to disconnect the autopilot. Okay, going to take manual control here of the aircraft. Okay, brilliant. Not too steep. I don't want to go too steep. But we'll be just fine. We have visual, so we'll be just fine. Ooh, sky dolly. I nearly forgot about that. We need to have a landing replay today, don't we? Oh, no, not auto land. Shut up, I don't want auto land. I pressed that by mistake, my bad. Okay, as long as we don't get the warning for sink rate, I should be okay. Yeah, we're okay. The weather is very mild. We have a headwind of 28 knots. We're just fine. Okay. Coming in for landings, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in for landing. There we go. Now we've captured the glide slope, but we are flying in manually anyway. Doesn't matter. I was hoping for some rough weather. Come on. Okay, the wind has changed a little bit. Not too much though, so it's okay. I'm just gonna fly and visually ignore the glide slope.
400. 300. 200. 100.
Sync rate. Glide slow.
40. 30. 20. Retard. Drive.
Oh god, come on. Did we bounce? We definitely bounced. We bounced, didn't we? Yeah, we did. It wasn't a hard touchdown, but we bounced for sure. And we really don't need that. Okay. Yeah, we bounced for sure. We really bounced on that landing. It wasn't a hard touchdown, but we did bounce. That's terrible. That is terrible. I don't know what happened there, but here we are. Okay. Let's go ahead and find ourselves a little parking. And should I clean up the aircraft? Yes, I should. Okay, there we go. Put that on taxi. Even if I turn on the APU now, it's not going to work, is it? But I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Strobe light can come to automatic. Okay, there we go. Let's find ourselves a parking, and we'll see how that landing went. Definitely a bounce there. I need more practice landing this damn thing. Okay, let's yeah, let's head on somewhere here. We'll be fine. So let's just continue our journey here. Welcome to Munich, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Munich.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I need to practice more. My skill as a pilot is diminishing at this point.
however, we ask that you remain seated until
There we go. That is beautiful.
the sign has been switched off.
Welcome back to the ground here in Munich. Okay, so we're gonna find ourselves a little parking. I think we're gonna go somewhere here. All right, just gonna go there and park our little aircraft and take a look at the landing replays. See if it was worth anything and how bad that bounce actually was. Alrighty. There we go. We're supposed to have a bunch of medium gates here. So let's see if that is true. Munich, everybody, and this is once again handcrafted default airport here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it does have some scenery, but obviously nothing as good as what you'd expect from payware. It's not too terrible, as far as I can tell. There we go. Or shall we find ourselves a little parking? Let's take the next one. Let's take the next one. Or should we take a jetway? No, we already had a jetway, right? No, we'll take the jetway. Why not? We'll take the jetway. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense, but I'm gonna go for the jetway. There we go. Alright. There we are. Okay, we need to park way up front than what it's showing us. There we go. We need to park somewhere here. These markings are not good though. I do have some sort of enhancer for them running, but yeah, I think that'll do. Right there. Brilliant. Put the parking brake on. Excellent. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at how that landing replay went. Whether it was worth anything or whether it was absolutely cuck. Alright, let's go find out. Okay, Sky Dolly, my favorite replay tool. It is working. Brilliant. Rewind that a little bit. Play that, pause that. Let's go straight back. All the way, all the way. Come on. Let's see how that landing went. Must have been pretty not good. Ooh, we'll find out. Okay, let's have a look at it from right here. Our first ever landing replay is going to be from here. Clean that up, pause it, play it. Let's give it a second for the flaps to come back down here. They do take a second there. Just holding on there, waiting. There we go, flaps are down. Let's go ahead and play the landing replay. Okay. Okay, there is somebody coming behind us. I need to reset the traffic here. There we go. Let's check out how it went. Okay, that was a hard landing. That was a hard landing. We bounced a little bit as well. That is not good. That is not good. I love it though. I love this aircraft. I love it. I'm going to make a better one right here. But that was a really, really, really interesting flight. It was fun. But that landing was not good. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few more replays of that. Okay, right here. I'm going to pause it. Let's try this one. See how it went from this side. It was a light bounce in a way. We'll only be really able to tell when we look at the view from the cabin. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna rewind that till here, maybe. And let's take a look at that view right here.
100,
Sync rate.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Yeah, that was a rough one. That was a rough one. I need to put my volume up so I can hear the call outs better. That was a rough one. A rough one. Okay, let's check out a couple more views here.
Too low. Terrain.
Okay. Check out this one. This aircraft is so cool. I wish I had bought this a long time ago. The Fenix A320 is just amazing. Of course, we're flying the 21 today. Okay, yeah, that is a pretty hard one. That was a pretty hard one right there. Reverses and spoilers don't show for landing replays, so we're gonna ignore that. Okay. Final landing replay. Take a look at the other side of the cabin. That's pretty much it. That'll be it for landing replays. The sounds are amazing. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that landing right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and fast forward all the way down to where we left our little aircraft at the taxi there. We're gonna shut it down, do all that good stuff, and yeah, let's see if there's anybody in the chat. Is there anybody there? I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody here. Okay, got our APU running. That's fantastic. Let's go ahead and shut down our engines right there. That's done. That's done. Beautiful. Let us come to our tablet here. Deboard, please. Is it gonna work? Mr. GSX, are you going to request deboarding, please? Condor, okay. Okay, deboarding has begun. We've got that's good. The TARA, we're gonna put that on standby. That is fine. We're gonna turn off all those stuff. We've got to turn all that off there. That is fine. Okay, what else? What else do we need to do? We need to turn off the crew oxygen supply here. We need to turn the pumps off here. We can disarm those. We can turn that off and off there. We can put that automatic. We can turn that off. We can put that in position number 1. We can turn that off. All right, and yeah, there we go. Can leave our little aircraft on APU right here. There we go. Are the stuff going to open? I don't think it is. I'm gonna go ahead and open that up right here. And there we go. Passengers deboarding, I believe. Deboarding passengers now. Okay, we've reset our traffic as well. So we should be able to see other aircrafts, and yes we do. Okay, good. Good. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Munich. Hope you guys enjoyed that little flight there. Sorry about the rough landing. I could have done a much better job there. I don't know what happened there. I would love to fly on towards Stuttgart in Germany, of course, from Munich to Stuttgart right now, but I'm a little tired at the moment. So I'm thinking twice about it. So let's see. At least let the boarding process here finish up, and then we can decide what to do here, right? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call it for today for this stream. I'm gonna go ahead and practice some flights so that I can get you guys that video of landing into thunderstorm. That is my next thing. Doing approaches into terrible weather and putting videos out on that is my next thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I need to get some practice in, and I need to do that today before I sleep. I need to make sure I get that done. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here for today's stream. Hope you guys really enjoyed that. I had a fun little flight. There's beautiful Munich, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, EM, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the interaction. I appreciate it very much. I shall catch you guys in the next video, in the next live stream, whatever it is. Go check out my channel, do the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you very much once again, guys, and I shall catch you in the next video. Have a good day, and bye-bye. I'll see you in the next one, all right?